Welcome to That's Good Sports. I am Brandon. I'm a better ass passer than Baker Mayfield will ever be, Perna. Seriously, Baker, are you trying to become the Mark Sanchez of the air attack? You could say Baker really got gassed on that one. Also, Joe Buck wants to tell you.
And they'll talk about which quarterback will own his new home.
And I'm going to tell you which NFL QBs are renting their homes. With inflated real estate prices right now, renting actually makes sense in some markets. Trust me, I've been working closely with the Browns' Carl Nassib on real estate investments, and I'm about to be QB renter rich. Thanks, Carl. Today I'm breaking down the Eagles versus Browns mess that was technically still called a football game. That's good sports. Over the last 2 weeks, the Cleveland Browns have lost me $100 twice. $200. First by losing to Buffalo, and then by beating the Eagles by more than 3 points. Thanks for nothing, Jake Elliott. The Browns defeated Philly 5-0 and covered the 3-point spread, losing me that second $100. So in a desperate attempt to gain some of my dignity, and more importantly, money back, I'm betting my final $20.50 on the other great orange team, my trusty Denver Broncos. They are 3-point underdogs on the road to Washington, and I actually think they're gonna get the win in this game. Why? Because I'm a biased, diehard Broncos fan, and I have no other choice. Now, if you want to partake in legal sports betting, do it at betdsi.com, one of the most trusted sports books out there. Click my link in the description and use my promo code GS100, and BetDSI will match your first deposit up to $1,000 if you're that rich and careless with your money. The biggest concern for the Browns may be Denzel Ward, who injured his lower back on Cleveland's first defensive series. It looked like he sort of fell into the tackle and then had his upper body pushed backwards, while his lower body was like, see you later, upper body, we're staying right the fuck here on the ground. He's getting an MRI today, but anyone who has had back issues can tell you they are unpredictable and can be a problem for a very long time, so we'll see what happens with his MRI. I said I didn't know if the Browns' running game was real in my preview of this game because they dominated the Bills, who suck against the run. But these back-to-back giant gains by Carlos Hyde and Nick Chubb made me look dumber than a steak in a vegan's mouth, as they say in Cleveland. And through the course of the game, the running attack proved to be very effective. Now, Jarvis Landry is such a talented wide receiver that he is able to beg for pass interference calls from the refs before the ball even hits the ground, mid-play. Honestly, if a receiver can do that, the ref should be obligated to throw the flag. Oh, is that ridiculous? Well, if the refs are fucking obligated to throw flags for good, honest, clean hits like this, then how is what I just said crazier? Tell me. Full video coming up about that hit, by the way. Now, Tyrod Taylor left the game with a wrist injury, not from over-masturbation this time, thank God. It did not look good and was immediately followed by what appeared to be a miraculous play by Big Dick Nick, who tripped in the end zone and then tossed a pass down the sideline for a first down, narrowly avoiding the safety. I was screaming, Big Dick Nick is back, baby! Big Dick Nick is back! Not, Big Dick is not on my back. But then I realized Big Dick Nick tripped over his own big dick foot and was touched down for a safety. Myles Garrett then went on to give the most intimidating safety call I have ever seen in my life. He looks like a scarier version of Ted Bundy doing that. That safety was literally the only exciting score to occur in this game. Nick Foles was then stripped by Genard Avery, nicknamed the Walking Muscle and the Human Bowling Ball. He forced the fumble, the Browns recovered, making every Patriots fan wonder if God gave Nick Foles superpowers for one game to beat New England, because their deal with the devil is finally up. Finally, God is sick of seeing the fucking Patriots win. and Foles' powers have been rescinded. And just a little bit later, nearly the exact same thing happened to Baker Mayfield, but luckily for him, the Browns again recovered the ball. Lots of action in the first quarter for only 2 points being scored. 8 seconds into the second quarter, all scoring in this game was finished with this field goal. But Nick Foles wasn't done pissing on his Super Bowl MVP award, immediately tossing this terrible interception to Brian Body Calhoun. Body Calhoun has no genetic relation to walking muscle. It's not a smart nor a good throw by Nick Foles. Honestly though, if I ever reach the pinnacle of success like Foles did in Super Bowl 52, I will respond the exact same way, by instantly not living up to high expectations and letting everyone who believed in me down. I do not handle pressure well, and I understand Nick Foles' predicament. Knowing that Tyrod Taylor is fine, no serious damage to his wrist, Browns fans should be thankful they got to see Baker Mayfield against that talented Eagles first-string defense. There's a huge difference for a quarterback playing against a starting defense and the defense built with guys fighting for jobs in the preseason. Mayfield didn't look good until like the third quarter against the 2s and 3s. He got rocked even on nice completions, a real introduction to the NFL. He's got the poise and arm with throws like this on third down, and I can't wait to see it all come together for Mayfield. However, I saw him holding onto the ball longer, more uncertain with where to go with the pass. He fumbled here, threw an interception, and became more familiar with Sean Coleman's ass than his proctologist, Dr. Bernard Henderson Hubbard III, the most renowned proctologist in all of Cleveland, at least according to Yelp. Look, this is expected to be with the rookie, right? Especially against a Super Bowl defending champion defense, even though they weren't very good in the Super Bowl. My point, Cleveland, is to continue to embrace Tyrod Taylor for this season. And know it's probably best Mayfield is watching and learning behind him, because the reality is, I think he would struggle greatly right now. Also, why rush Baker Mayfield onto the field when Tyrod Taylor is the best quarterback in the NFL at making the most impressive 1-yard gains of any QB in the game? That's a lot of work for nothing. Like when your girlfriend gives up on your hand job because you're just too drunk. The biggest thing I took away from this game is that I think the Browns have a better quarterback situation than the Eagles, who just 6 months ago had the best quarterback situation in NFL history. Big Dick Nick looked like Brandon Perna dicked Nick, and that is not a compliment. A safety, a fumble, 2 interceptions, and the realization that Dick may be removed from your nickname. Nick is his name. Nickname. I think Myles Garrett is going to have a hell of a year. Probably. He owned Vitae, who gave up a lot of pressures last season. Garrett wouldn't have that success against Jason Peters, but pass rushers in their second season tend to excel, and Garrett has looked good this preseason. Foles eventually found a rhythm in this game with the offense, driving them all the way down to the 7-yard line, only to make another terrible decision throwing this interception to Jamie Collins. This is the type of throw only real strong-armed QBs can make. You have to throw that ball like 100 miles an hour to sneak it past the defender, and Foles does not have that arm. John Elway did, Aaron Rodgers does, but that's it. Only 2 quarterbacks in NFL history could have made that throw. Now, if you're an Eagles fan, I think the thing you should worry about right now, heading into the first couple weeks of the regular season, is that too many of your offensive skill players have not played due to injury. Even if they all return and are good to go for week 1, they may be rustier than a trombone in the humid deep woods of Mississippi. Browns fans, you have 2 good quarterbacks, the running game is coming together, and your defense is starting to look very impressive. If they play the way they did in this game, you're in store to win more games than you have for the last 2 years combined. Actually up to and possibly exceeding 8 times more victories. You could 8x, 9x, or 10x your wins. Get your hopes high, Cleveland. You're the only team on earth who can realistically expect an 8x return on your wins. Thanks for watching another episode of That's Good Sports. Subscribe here on YouTube. I'm on Twitter at Brandon Perna, Instagram at Brandon Perna. I got football news and updates there every day, so please follow me so I have self-worth. And share this video or like it, like YouTube appreciates that.